Hey everybody, today I had the absolute pleasure of reading Jump Frog Jump with Susan Todd of Actual Talk. She invited me to read this live in front of so many families across the world, and I shared with them some strategies that I wanted to share with you. When I'm reading to a child and I'm doing a shared reading, the first thing I do is, depending on the child, I usually have 2 books. So a lot of children I work with like to use their senses and not just their vision during reading. They like to touch, taste, everything. So I usually take a book and I laminate it. That way they can kind of explore literacy when they're ready, and I'll be able to model it without worrying about my book getting destroyed, because that's the last thing I'm trying to think about when I'm trying to get literacy in, okay? So that's my first tip. My second tip is something that I do when I use my device is I like to model with a language that's different than the child's language. Accent, that is. So I really like to use the critter voice. So I like it. It's engaging. I'm pointing, I'm navigating. It's the same motor structure and plan that's on their device. So they just think it's cute and fun, and it's just a fun way to get literacy and engagement with the kids. Another thing that I do is I tend to point to my lips a lot, and I always tell them, now think in your head, especially when I read a repeated line book like Jump Frog Jump, where the word jump frog jump is on every other page. I know a lot of these kids can't say it verbally, so I say, okay, say it in your head. Jump frog jump. So I'm trying to get them to get in the rhythm of thinking, saying, seeing, and doing. So when I'm modeling it for them, I'll say, jump frog jump. Let's do it together. Jump frog jump. And I like to kind of get them in that rhythm. Another thing I do is I kind of build the core words. I don't necessarily start by throwing all the core words at them in the beginning. I'll start with a couple and then build it up progressively depending on how they're doing with the attention and their focus. If the kid is having a really hard time attending to the book and using their device and everything, I might only stick to a couple words. But if they're really engaged and the book is really interesting to them, I might keep increasing the words. And usually when I start, I usually read the word first that's in the line. Then the next time I see the word is when I will model it. And you'll see me pointing to my mouth a lot so they can kind of see the differences in what it actually looks like on my face. So I'll say this, that. And I really over exaggerate the words that I'm wanting them to work on and see, so that they can kind of get an understanding of what it looks like on the face, right? So it's all about the eye contact, the nonverbal communication, and really getting them engaged in the literacy. So I know these types of systems may change, they may go, they may come. So what's really important for me and my students is to get them to understand the literary concepts of the books, understand the vocabulary. And that's my big takeaway for shared reading. So I hope that helped, and let me know your thoughts. And I hope that you like all the things that I went over. And if you have any questions, email me, send me a message, and let me know how you're doing at home with your shared reading. Bye.